Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, I have a major show announcement here today.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I know how you feel about my major show announcement.
You got me like 3 times. You got me.
You got to reel them in, Rudy.
I got an extension. I'm like, what is an announcement, though?
Yeah. Rule number 1, make it all about you. You know. What's that look on your face? Hello.
Your laptop is playing out loud.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
I was like...
Oopsies. All right, it's on mute. That's my bad. Anyway, did I mention I have a major show announcement?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, it's not that big a deal, but I need to fill Super Bowl pot squares. All right. I decided to do a In the Building Super Bowl pot, which y'all are welcome to
I'll
join.
get in too. Yeah, I need to.
But I want to see if we can I want to get it as filled up as much without me as possible. And if I have to fill in 2 or 3 myself at the end, we have 2 weeks to hype this thing. So today, I'm going to be hanging out. We'll just make this the first live spot of the day.
Why not?
I'm going to be at Texas Cheer Liquor number 1. 8. Ocho.
There you go.
Ocho. Troy Aikman wore 8. All right. I'm going to be at Texas Cheer Liquor Locale number 8. I will be there hawking hooch. $13.99 Svetka vodkas. $4.99 bottles of Martha Stewart's Shard. Or 19 Crimes edition. And I'll be hawking $12.99 bottles of Fireball. And I will be out there with my Super Bowl pot. So at 3 o'clock at Texas Cheer Liquor number 8, which is off 410, what's that, Military? Is that
410 Military, right next to that big academy. It's
you
right
and I
next
went
to the
out there
academy.
one time and ate tacos.
Yeah,
We had a
that's
taco
right.
truck. 410 Military, there is a Texas Cheer Liquor in that shopping zone there. I'm going to show up at 3 o'clock, hang for like an hour and a half. So, but let's just say between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
So it's Monday. It's a work day. I'm going to risk it. See if we can get 2 people in there at 3 o'clock. I'm going to have my Super Bowl pot. So I created a Super Bowl pot for fun. It's $5.
Yeah.
$5 a square.
$5 a square.
That's it. Just for fun. Gives us something to talk about during the game. It gives us a personal connection to the Super Bowl because God knows, for the vast majority of the people that watch this show currently who are Cowboys fans, you got to come up with ways to give a damn during the playoffs because, you know, your team never goes anywhere. So my idea was to create an In the Building Super Bowl pot.
It was a good idea. You
Thanks,
sold a bunch of squares
I
Friday
did.
out at Slackers.
So I think I've got like 60-something squares, but I need to get to 100. And I know I've got 2 weeks, but you know me, I don't like to wait.
No.
So I'm going to go to Texas Cheer Liquor number 8 today, 410 Military, and I'm going to have my Super Bowl pot with me. So come on in, take advantage of one of these sweet January specials, and then take a picture with me and buy Super Bowl squares. I'm putting a cap at 4, and they're $5, $20, get you four squares.
Get your liquor for the week while you're there.
So a $5 pot, you're the mathematician here.
500.
That pays out $125 a quarter. That sound right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 125 a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So come on out. And if we get down like 3 days before the game and I need like 4 squares filled, I'm not going to buy any right now. I want the people to participate in this.
Right. Same.
I'll cover us at the end. And what I'll do is if I have to wind up buying squares myself, if I win, I'll use that to fund a barbecue team for the cook-off.
That'd be cool.
Synergy. Bring it all.
That's a good idea.
Relate all of our little
I'm not
things
mad
together.
at that idea.
All right. If you can't get out there and meet me today, that's okay. The rest of this month, what is today? The 20, as we do this show, 27?
Damn.
So basically, the rest of this week, almost, those specials are yours at all Texas Cheer Liquors. There are 7 in the area, 6 in Greater San Antonio, Texas. There's 1 in Barney. And all the time, when you mention us in the building, you get 5% off at all Texas Cheer Liquors. Come out and meet me today at 3 o'clock. I'm going to have my little Super Bowl pots. Come out and do some illegal gambling in public with me at one of our major sponsors.
Let's do it.
Hey, by the way, thanks to everybody that showed up Friday night. That was cool.
Yeah. Good times.
I never think we're going to have more than 10. Keep the bar low, Rudy. You can only be happy.
Yeah.
We probably had 50 people come in and out.
Sure.
Yeah. And all of them probably spent $20, $30 a piece. So I was happy.
What up, Slackers?
What up, Slackers? Thank you very much to those that came out and hung out with us at Slackers on Friday. They went over here at 281 in Thousand Oaks as we celebrated our 1-year birthday, our beautiful, beautiful birthday. We have now been on this show for a year plus 3 days or whatever it is, something like that. And it's time to take this bad boy to the next level. And we couldn't do it without the people. And we couldn't do it without our sponsors and our supporters. And why not have a birthday party for ourselves at Slackers, the official sports bar in the building. 5 locations. St. Mary's location. Got the Med Center location on Fred Road. You got the one over by the mall, North Star Mall on Rector. You got the one over here on Naco. Rudy likes to call it Slackadoches.
Slackadoches, baby.
And then the one we were at the other night celebrating our birthday, the Slackers location, 281 in Thousand Oaks, could not make it to a year without our guys, our supporters, our people, our subscribers, and our supporters like Slackers. Thank you, Slackers.
Speaking of Slackers, after you left, I guess you felt good. I wouldn't call you drunk, but you were feeling good. You went home and did a little live spot about the Cowboys.
By the time I got home, it had kicked in.
Yeah. I should have had LG bring pull that video up. I should have sent it to him.
I'm going to propose to y'all a new show. You know, LG says we need more content on our channel.
We do need we need a lot more shows.
I mean, dude, so I'm going to get a little personal with you. I don't want y'all to worry. I'm fine, right?
What's up?
So Thursday evening, I was working out.
You gonna do a workout vlog?
Well,
or stream?
I'm thinking I might create a show about getting older and having to deal with getting older, like a health show.
Do it.
Seriously. So here's what happened. So, and again, I don't want to freak y'all out. And Nina got worried and everything too. Friday, I was working out.
Okay. And
I was doing pull-ups, which I do a lot of pull-ups.
Which is awesome.
Thanks, man. I'm trying. And I tried to. So I normally do 15, and that's it. Like I just do my workouts. I don't work out for 2 hours. You know, clearly I don't work out a ton.
No. Yeah, me.
Just enough. You know, everything you read is at my age, at 50-ish. I'm 50. You need to slow down. Like you got to know that your body needs recovery. You can't do what you did when you were 30.
Sure.
God knows you can't do what you did when you were 18. You have to balance things when you're older, you know, because your body needs recovery time. Because you'll if you go too hard, you're going to mess your body up and you won't be able to work out ever again. You know, it's a balance, and I'm learning that balance. So I can do 15 now, and I decided I'm going to go for 20 today. That was a mistake. So I get to 15, and I'm like 16, 17, and I got to 17, and I felt
words of pain.
I felt like you took this pin and you stabbed me in the back of the head with it. Right here on my right
That's weird.
Lower side.
There's got to be some type of doctors in the chat when they see this. Let Mike know what that was.
Piercing pain, and then it shot across the right side of my head to the front, right above my right eye. And it was so bad, Rudy. I dropped the bar. I let myself go, and I'm like, oh my God.
Felt like you had an aneurysm.
My whole right side from the back to the front, for like 30 seconds just pulsated. It was extremely painful. And I've had migraines before.
Right.
This felt a little bit worse than a migraine. Thankfully, it was like 30 seconds of just intense pain. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm
trying not to have a panic attack.
I'm standing on my knees, just trying to breathe and let it go away. And I can feel it slowly subsiding. And it went away. I'm like, what the hell? That was weird. And so later that evening, I decided that was weird, you know. Maybe I'm dehydrated. I don't know.
Could be.
I went in there and I decided to finish the rest of that workout that I didn't finish, and it happened again. And I got creeped out by it. So I'm like, who knows? It's a fluke. This never happened before. I'll just chill. I'll just rest for the weekend. I'll just take it off. Yeah. This is Thursday night. Did I say Friday? It was Friday after, right before I went to Slackers. Before I got hammered and posted on Instagram. And so I didn't do anything all day Saturday. And then I was going to take all Sunday off and just chill on the couch and watch football. But no, I'm sitting there watching the Chiefs game last night. Nina was in our room, watching something else. And I decided I'm going to do some push-ups because I got bored and I was feeling all tired and lethargic. So I was going to do some push-ups. So I'm doing push-ups. And I can do 50 push-ups without stopping.
Yeah, we've seen it. It's documented.
I can't do 51. I can do 50.
It's documented.
So I got up to around 45. And I started, right at 45, I'm like, uh-oh. It starts getting harder. And I get to 47, and the same damn thing happened. The piercing pain in the back, shot around the side, stopped right, and then the pain was, so basically the pain was the entire right side of my head from the back to right above my right eye, my eyeball. And it lasts about 30 seconds of real bad pain. And then for the next 30 minutes, you can feel it just going away. It's so weird. So
did you text Doc Garrett?
Not yet. I need to. I will because, man, I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning worried. My grandmother had an aneurysm, a brain aneurysm in the 80s. She actually survived it, which is rare. So I'm reading about aneurysms. I don't think it's an aneurysm because a lot of people have aneurysms and live their whole lives and don't even know it. But they can burst on you. And if it burst, it doesn't subside. I'm like, wow, there's symptoms. Can I tell that maybe I'm leading up to having a burst? No, if it's going to burst, it bursts.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have a brain aneurysm. I don't know what's going on. I think I have something called, there's some people, and it comes and goes.
Okay.
If they exert themselves, it's called an exertion headache. You do too much, and you can give yourself a piercing, frickin' pulsating headache.
Some people saying stinger.
I don't know, man.
Some people saying pulled nerve.
And it still hurts this morning.
Really?
But I think what is going on now, it's just my head sore from being in such pain 3 days. This happened 3 times over a 2.5 day span.
If considering it went from here to here, it sounds like a nerve thing.
Yeah, I'm I've triggered a nerve.
Yeah.
So I feel like my head's just sore because it was in such pain last night. So I'm not going to do anything all week.
I take it off.
I'm going to take a whole week off. I'm just going to chill, try to eat right.
Just eat right.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah.
But anyway, I didn't mean so I went ahead and Nina's like, what are you doing awake? Because I had the phone. I was reading about all this stuff. And I told her what was up. And now she's worried about me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's not normal.
No, it's not. It's never happened before. It's only it's a 3-day thing. So I'm not going to freak out too much. Although I was up reading about it. I'm just going to chill the rest of the week. And I don't know, just take the week off. That's it. I don't know. All that being said, and I was reading about this too last night, I almost wonder if, now that I am getting a little bit older, I'm in decent shape. Decent.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe I'm entering a point in my life where I need to learn how to get older. Maybe I don't need to be doing 50 push-ups at a time. Maybe I need to cut back to 35 and don't let the ego get in the way. Maybe I need to accept that, hey, dude, you just can't do some of the things you've been doing.
Yeah, there's other stuff that you could do to keep moving without possibly injuring yourself.
Long walks, swims, and everything you read says it's important for a man our age to move, to lift weights.
Yeah, see, that's where I read. I always read you're supposed to keep lifting because the muscles deteriorate as we get older.
Yeah, so I'm going to keep doing my little curls and my little pull-ups, but, man, I can't be having that headache.
No,
dude.
hell no.
So throwing that out there.
I think you should do the show. I think that'd be some good content when you look at the numbers, our listenership 40 to 60 got a lot of guys that listen.
I know.
That could use the advice and could throw you some advice as well.
Right. Yeah. So maybe a health show is in order.
I think it's a great idea.
Learning how to get older and being smart, staying in good shape as an old man, but learning that you're not.
That's the name of it. Learning to get older.
Learning to get older. Yeah, maybe so. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I threw that out there. I've been up since 3 o'clock, dude.
Oh, that sucks.
I went, and of course, I was kind of in and out, but I didn't get any good sleep. So I was a little bit worried about it. So I'm throwing that out there in case something happens. Y'all need to swallow my 33% of the company.
We'll give it to Ellie.
Give it to Ellie the Dogo. All right, that's it. All right, I'm not trying to freak everybody out here. All right. Do you want to start with the dumbass ding-dong Cowboys? Or do you want to talk about good football?
Let's start with the good football.
You want to talk about good football?
Let's talk about the good football.
Go right ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
Well, damn. First of all, do you have our scores or you have it written on paper? What did we say the scores would be?
Well, I mean, Dude, I didn't get none of that shit.
I don't even know. I didn't. I know damn well I didn't have the Eagles scoring 55 points. We'll start with the first game. 55 points, 200-something yards rushing.
You picked the Eagles 24-17. I picked the Commanders to win the game. So
okay, yeah, we didn't have. I definitely didn't have 55, but I kind of felt after seeing what Detroit was able to do to them on the ground. I kind of felt like the Eagles were going to do the same, and they did. I think they almost had 250 yards rushing. Saquon wasn't even 100% and still got 2 tutties and like $120. Their backup had almost 100 yards rushing. So Dan Quinn, considering that's supposed to be his thing, I always hold coaches accountable for what they're brought in for.
Right.
Like you are a defensive coach giving up 55 points in the conference championship. Now, fumbles, interceptions. I get that, everybody. What up, Isaac? $20. Here's to a great football weekend. Go Eagles. And Mike, might be time to visit the doctor for a checkup. God bless in the building. Thank you for the $20, Isaac. How you give up 55? I can't put all the blame on Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn didn't fumble the ball. But your defense looked bad 2 weeks in a row. It's just Detroit let y'all off the hook.
The Lions must have been watching that going, what the hell?
Just keep running the ball. But, Jalen Hurts threw the ball 28 times, 20 or 28. He looked damn good. You text something along those lines like, hey, the Eagles quarterback's pretty good, too.
Yeah, pretty good. But, if you're the Lions, you're thinking, what the fuck? Y'all didn't drop no passes last week.
Yeah, not one.
Y'all didn't fumble against us. Y'all didn't. What the hell? The Lions are probably pissed. They feel like they've missed out on an opportunity. The Commanders crashed to earth. But they got something to be proud of. They're only going to go.
They're going in the right direction for sure.
Better with Jaden Daniels. Dan Quinn was so good in the post game. He's ready to start the next season tomorrow. And sometimes things happen. Games get away from you. Reality starts to set in. The game plan goes to shit, and all of a sudden you look up and it's 55. It happened. And it did.
They couldn't stop them though. Anytime they needed to stop, like okay, they get back in the game. The Eagles go right down the field on them. They did whatever they wanted on offense.
Yeah, we all know that Saquon Barkley is ridiculous. It's almost like I'm not. They're different kind of runners, but this is how Emmett used to do back in the day. Emmett would have like 18 carries, 120 yards, but he'd have 80 of those yards on 2 carries.
Right, that's what Saquon did.
Always pop one, and that was his value. That you knew it was a matter of time before Emmett would pop one off, and then in the fourth quarter, Emmett was so good at just like running clock and frustrating the defense. The Cowboys there used to be so many games back in the 90s. Yes, I am a 50-year-old Cowboy fan, so let me just talk about how things used to be in the 90s. There's another show, the 1990s Cowboys.
Oh, God.
We just talk about the 90s Cowboys.
3 million views every show.
There used to be so many games where, and the Eagles do this too. Now, this was different because they scored 55. But how many times have, in the last 5 years, since Channel View's own, Jalen Hurts has been the quarterback?
I'm listening.
Have you played against the Eagles, and the score is like 24-15, but you feel like you got your ass kicked?
That's what happened.
The Eagles remind me of the Cowboys. They're just so good at their game plan is that you always have to play their game plan. And there's so many times it was like they're not that great, but we can't beat them. They didn't beat the shit out of us. I guarantee there's so many times where back in the 90s, you'd play Dallas and the score would be, 24-17, you lose. But you feel like you got trucked.
You feel like you never had a chance to win.
No, you're chasing.
Despite the score.
You're beating the hell. The Eagles are so physical on defense. They beat the shit out of you. And they beat the shit out of you on offensive line, too. And they've got 2 guys hurt on the offensive line. Philadelphia does. I hope that kid from Bama, the big center, can get right because you don't want a Super Bowl with 2 offensive linemen out.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Especially now with that Chiefs defense. We'll talk about it.
He's got 2 weeks now to get ready. But my point about the Eagles today is, Jalen Hurts can play. He said Sirianni kind of let him loose yesterday. Yeah, let me out of the barn or whatever. And like again, they're not the same, but it's like the results they remind me as a Cowboys fan, they remind me of like Aikman had so many days where he's like 18 of 22, 205 passing, 2 touchdowns. Like Brett Favre's throwing for 5,000 yards Steve Young's got 4,000 yards and 800 yards rushing. And Lil Aikman over here with his 19 touchdown passes. But he's 15-1. He's 14-2, and you can't beat him in the playoffs because he just knows how to win. Sirianni says Jalen's a winner. Hurts does not give games away. And he runs that game plan to the nines.
They still ran the ball 8 more times than they threw it. They had 7 they had 7 rushing touchdowns.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he still let Hurts throw the ball more than he normally would.
Would you just tell me how many touchdowns did they run for?
7.
7. You know how many the Cowboys ran for all season? 7.
Really?
No, 6.
Really?
The Eagles ran for more touchdowns on Sunday than the Cowboys this year ran all season. They had 6 rushing, and Zeke had 3 of them.
That's a hell of a stat. Hell of a fun fact, should I say?
Dude, you are Nostradamus. You've had a great playoff prediction. So the score was 32-29. Remember what you picked for the game? You picked 28-25.
For which one?
The Chiefs game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! What was the score?
32-29.
Oh shit! I knew it was going to be close.
You're like 3 points off.
I knew it was going to be a great game,
dude. You absolutely nailed it. So the Eagles have tons of respect from me. They always did. They sputtered last year. You can't win every year. But here they are back in the Super Bowl for the 3rd time in 8 years.
But they're staring
second
at
time
that
in 3.
man. But you're staring at that man.
And that leads to my next point. All right. So I
staring at that man.
The Eagles are so impressive. I have so much respect for them. I almost feel like I can't, like it's hard to predict that the Eagles are going to lose, except for that man. That man.
Which man? Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
They almost beat the Chiefs. That was like a 3-point game, I want to say.
Beast Texan.
Beast Texas, baby. Man. 7 seasons. I was looking this up today. Through 7 seasons as a starter, playoff record. 17-3. 5 AFC titles. 3 rings. Brady through 7 seasons, 14-3, 4 AFC titles, 3 Super Bowls. So he's on the path. He's on the path to be the GOAT. The GOAT thing, for a while I was like, I ain't ready to do it. But through 7 seasons, he's mirroring Tom Brady. They got the same amount of rings through their first 7 seasons, which is insane to even think.
Yeah. Romo was talking about it yesterday.
He's been to the Super Bowl 5 of his first 7 years. It's just not fair. It's just not right. Some things aren't supposed to happen. They're not supposed to be this good, this unbeatable. Because again, they've had the Joe Burrows, they've had the Josh Allens, they've had the Lamar Jacksons. It's not like it's non-competitive. Like they've had to figure some shit out. And even those Super Bowl games against 2 of them against San Fran were really close. The Philly game really close. So it's not like it's a lack of competition. It's just he finds a way.
Look, it's a repeat of 2 years ago. I think a lot of America wanted to see Bills Commanders just because it'd be some new meat in the game. But these 2 teams, they're the cream of their conferences. And I got nothing but respect for the Eagles. All they do is win, do it the right way, blah, blah, blah. And to rub salt in the wound, I have to listen to Tony Romo, failed Cowboy.
He's not a failed Cowboy.
See that, Tony?
Leave my guy alone.
You see that, Romo? That's what greatness looks like, playa. That's what greatness looks like. He knows.
You got to see it up close and personal.
Yeah. All right, let's read someone's post. He just donated coffee, I noticed.
Yeah.
LG, can you read what? So someone donated coffee the other day and then emailed me. I didn't read my post.
Hey man,
make sure we get someone's post out because he's gonna get his butt hurt.
Someone bought 3 coffees. I despise the Eagles. I hope Jalen Hurts gets a DWI on the way to the Super Bowl. Mahomes is from White House. Worthy went to UT. The Chiefs are from Texas. Mahomes' wife is less of an idiot these days. Go Chiefs.
Okay, if you're looking for local angles, for sure. White House is.
Do y'all really hate the
White
Eagles?
House is Tyler. The folks in White House shop at the Sam's Club in Tyler.
He's from Tyler, damn it. Just like when Steele wins the state championship, it's been a while. They're not from Cibolo. They're from San Antonio.
Sure.
It's not Converse Judson.
Yeah.
It's San Antonio
I lived in
Judson.
Tyler for 2 years. We drove to
I
White
forgot
House
about
a lot.
that, yeah.
I did too. Tried to.
No shit.
Oh, man. Look.
Do you hate the Eagles? Do you have that? Do you have that?
No.
Is that still a thing?
No, not really. I
know
I've
you're supposed to.
Here's how I've criticized Hurts because he never looks like he's having any fun.
No,
He just always looks miserable.
He's Nick Saban.
Yeah, he just always looks miserable.
They're never satisfied.
And I'm not even saying he don't have to be up there like jumping up and down. All right, guys. Like I'm talking about like, come on, motherfucker,
You're not
let's
calling
go.
him Quinn Ewers, are you?
Well,
know what I mean?
It's hard to call him Quinn Ewers when he's been to a Super Bowl.
2.
Yeah. No, I'm not
Quinn.
going to put that on that
Okay.
man. That's a former MVP candidate in the NFL. He's methodical.
He's very about his business.
That's just his persona.
You'll probably see him smile if they win it all.
Saquon plays the game the way I like. I like that. I like guys that are hyped and go ape shit and go
I'm
crazy.
happy for
and-
Saquon.
Me too.
That shit the Giants did
He's
to him
happy
was,
for him.
And you know what? I still think, I know the Giants are getting a lot of flack, but I get why they let him. Like, there's no reason for us to pay him because if we do pay him, we're still going to suck. So I think they did the right thing.
Right.
But if I'm Saquon and his wife and his family and his parents, I'm like, F y'all. I get why he's mad. Like, how y'all going to do me like this? But the Giants on the business side, like, we can't pay you $20 million a year to go 7-10.
Right.
So
yeah,
I
I've
get it.
defended the Giants.
This the way they handled it was on camera and the heart. It was nasty.
It was bad.
It looked bad, but I get why they let him walk.
Right. They just didn't know he was going to go across the street to your arch nemesis.
I don't know how he's not the MVP. I love Josh Allen, love Lamar Jackson, but he makes that team totally different. Like, I value the word valuable. How valuable is Saquon Barkley? I mean, how valuable? I mean, they don't have Josh Allen. They're not in the AFC title game, so I get it. But that team went out in the wild card round to Baker Mayfield last year because they had no running game.
Right.
Now they're in the Super Bowl because there's nothing you can do about it. So
No.
I don't know how Saquon Barkley's not the MVP, but I know it's a quarterback award, so it'll probably be Lamar or Josh that wins it.
All right. So, and I thought he makes a good point, just trying to find local angles to the Chiefs. Do you have Chiefs fatigue? It's
Yes.
not that you hate them. It's that, man, I sure would like to see
No,
somebody
I hate
else.
them. And I'm glad I do, and I think a lot of people do because they feel like, it happened with Tom. Tom's first 3 were like, man, we're so happy for that guy. He comes off the bench, 6th-round pick, comes in, wins the Super Bowl. Man, we love this guy. Then after a while, we're like, wait a minute. Tuck rule, what the hell does that shit mean? Wait a minute. Bill Belichick possibly was videotaping people's walkthroughs? Wait, Tom Brady's really an asshole? Wait, that's a roughing the passer? Like, it's this gradual thing we start to get to with certain people. It happened with Golden State. At first, we're like, oh, Steph Curry's so cute. By the time they were in their 4th final, we're like, F the Golden State Warriors, F Draymond
Right.
Green. Klay Thompson thinks he's the shit. Steve Kerr thinks his shit don't
Yep.
stink. F, like,
Yeah.
So this
and do you have to have your daughter
Yeah.
with you every press conference?
Exactly. So this is where we're like, the Chiefs like, man, I'm tired of them. We think they get the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes you watch them, you're like, they're really not even that good. How do they keep winning? So I don't hate Patrick Mahomes. I can't. He's from the crib. But I'm tired of the Chiefs.
I want Travis Kelce to retire so I don't have to watch Taylor fucking Swift every play.
Dude,
it's not her fault.
It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
Every play,
NFL is milking
CBS
that
shows
damn
her.
thing.
But it's so yeah, I have the same feelings, but I love Mahomes.
Yeah, we all do.
And then, you're watching the celebration on the stage, and Andy Reid's just such a nice guy.
He is. He's
Yes,
jolly.
yes,
he's
he's
jolly,
fat.
LG. He's not fat.
Yeah,
he's jolly.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fat.
And then
Really fat.
And then they put Mr. Hunt up there. Mr. Hunt, how does it feel? You are now the owner of your 3rd straight Super Bowl. You guys are going for your blah, blah, blah. He's just like, nope, this is no way we can do this without Coach Reid and Pat and the greatest fans in the world. and he just defers. They hand him the trophy.
See,
He immediately hands it to Andy.
That's you. That's your hate for Jerry coming through that.
Correct.
tape.
How can you not?
Right.
How can
You're
you?
like, I wish my owner was like that.
Right. And it's the ironic thing is the Hunts are all from Dallas.
Oh shit,
Just
that's right.
It's just like as a lifelong Cowboys watcher, I don't even want to say fan. My fandom comes and goes.
Right.
But as a Cowboys enthusiast, as a Cowboys analyzer, how do you not just watch that and you just got the red at, especially after Friday night's news dump that we'll get to that led to my drunken post.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
When that's the team that you deal with, and then you see these people.
And you see Howie Rosen for the Eagles just putting shit together.
And just how classy they are. And just how look, you don't even have to be classy. I mean, again, I've said this for years.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, I ain't looking for son-in-laws. I'm looking for people to sack the quarterback. You know, Charles Haley's bipolar. That's his problem. He's a sacking motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
happy.
give a shit. Yeah,
yeah. But when you never win, and you don't do the things that are required to win, then I start nitpicking on your personality. The fact that you land a helicopter at the 50-yard line in the middle of the biggest practice you've had all season before you play your rival. If they had coming off a championship and they were 11-0 and he lands a helicopter, I'm like, fuck yeah. That's what's
different.
up, boy.
That's what we do. That's why we're America's team.
Helicopter landed, motherfucker.
Right.
When they won the Super Bowl and beat the Steelers, barely. I'll never forget, like the build up to that week. Remember Kevin Green played tight end for the Steelers?
Or you talking about the defensive end? Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
He was linebacker, defensive end.
Yeah, he had the long, crazy.
Love Kevin Green.
Yeah, he was great. I remember him. He threw the Cowboys. He's like, I just feel like we're going to win the game. Like on media day, he said, we're going. So it's like we ride the charter bus to practice. All those Cowboys, they ride limos to the game. And then the Cowboys won, and I'm like, fuck yeah, go get in your charter bus, bitch, and right back to the hotel.
It's different
Deion's
when you win
in the limo, right?
Deion with the golf cart with the rims and the it's when you're winning, it's cool.
That's correct.
When you suck, you look stupid.
Right. And it's not even that you suck, it's that you don't do the things that prevent you from sucking.
Mm-hmm.
You do the opposite because of arrogance and hubris and crazy. I still think Jerry's kind of crazy too.
Well,
Winners go home and fuck the prom
Jerry
queen.
said
Yes, they
something
do.
a couple years ago. He was talking about the Rams, how they went all in, and then now they're in this rebuilding phase. He talked about Philly as well. He was like, Philly went all in. They spent all this money. Now they're having to rebuild. Well, they did that, won a title, rebuilt the whole thing, and have gone back to 2 Super Bowls while y'all are still trying to figure it out. So maybe, again, Jerry's got to find the happy medium. Like, I get it, on the money thing, but at the same time, if there's a piece out there that makes sense, buy it. At this point, the way you're doing is not working. Like, you're trying to build it, not buy it. And I'm okay with that. I'm a Spurs fan. But we're seeing these teams do these things and make these certain moves that are putting them back in position to win. And I think, I don't know if Saquon or Derrick Henry would have been that answer, but they would have been a much better football team with one of those two guys that Jerry and Steven wanted nothing to do with.
Couple more points on that AFC game, and then I know once we get into Schottenheimer talk, it's going to take over everything. Show brought to you in part by Ribaldo Realty.
What up, Jay?
My man, Jay Ribaldo. I need to check on him. I think he's out. I think he's in Hawaii. I think he just got back, maybe. Still on the clock, though. Still working.
Yeah.
If you need a realtor, and the Chiefs, the prime example, I've used them many times. They got that guy at quarterback. That's why they can let wide receivers come and go.
It's just so you can
run 7th round picks at running back.
It's so frustrating. It's like 3rd and 8 if I'm a Bill or if I'm a Texan or Raven. It's 3rd and 8. Shit's going haywire. He just finds a way to get a damn first down. It's got to be mind. It's a mind F.
Yep. If you do not have the right quarterback,
It's my quarterback.
then it don't matter if you got Kevin Green at linebacker. You got Neil O'Donnell throwing interceptions to cornerbacks all game long. You ain't going to do what you need to do. You've got to have the right quarterback. And when it comes to the real estate business, the quarterback is the realty. That's the real estate agent.
I see what you did there.
You got to have the right agent. Because by the time you close on a property, 50-something people have seen the paperwork.
Right. Or more.
That's why, or more. So if you don't have the right guy running your offense, none of that other stuff's going to matter. Jay is the right quarterback for you. And not only does he sell homes and help you buy them, he has commercial property. And it takes a little longer to move these. So periodically, we're going to keep running this out here for you. Are you a potential business owner? Be a great spot for another Texas True.
I know, right? They need to hit the East.
That'd be great.
They need the East.
If you are looking for a commercial spot, that right there is it's a Valero, but it's for sale. It's not operational right now, but it's got gas tanks ready to roll. It's a big convenience store, great location, right on New Braunfels and 35 headed to the Frostbank Center. Tons of foot traffic on that side of the city. That is commercial property that Jay and his partner Tom. I talked to Tom on the phone the other day.
Really?
About 20 minutes with Tom. Yeah, just get to know him a little bit. Right there on New Braunfels, 815 North New Braunfels is technically the address to go look at all the specs. If you're in the market for some commercial property to invest in, heck, if I had the money, I might consider it just to pad my retirement.
Just to have it, yeah.
My man Jay wants to hear from you. Call Jay. 210-887-1081. You can email him at jribaldo@kw.com. Look at all the specs on that property and all of his properties at his website. It is ribaldo.com. Ribaldo.com. Wayne71 just gave us $9.99. Hate the Eagles, or maybe more the Eagle fan, but respect their game, and I'm tired of the Chiefs. As a Cowboys fan, it's hard to feel at this point, but I'm going to pull for the Eagles. Man.
That's
some Chiefs fatigue.
At some point, that's like blasphemous. Like I don't know how you root for the Eagles, but I get it. It's just you tired of the Chiefs. But somebody tagged me in this. Let me ask you this, Mike. Do you prefer? What would you rather have? What you're going through with the Cowboys, just knowing you're going to suck and be average, or having to deal with what the Bills are dealing with and getting to the AFC Championship game feels like damn near every year and coming up short. Like, which is better?
You want to be Trevor Burbick or Joe Frazier?
Joe Frazier.
Because the Cowboys are Trevor Burbick.
I don't want to be Trevor Burbick.
The Bills are Joe Frazier. The Chiefs are Muhammad Ali. Of course, the Bills.
So
sucks.
You'd be cool with getting to the AFC title game every year and losing?
Yeah. I mean, not cool with it.
Not cool with it, but it's still better than where they are.
It's better than being Trevor Burbick, you know? That's a good segue into the Bills. Josh Allen decided to play football at the wrong time in his life. Poor Josh. Look at Lamar Jackson. He can't even get to the Chiefs.
He can't even get there. That fourth down.
It's incredible.
And again, it's even worse because, so after, and this is why Andy Reid is Andy Reid, after that Tampa debacle in the Super Bowl where they sacked Mahomes, or he ran backwards 400 yards, Andy Reid said, this will never happen again. He didn't say that out loud, but they started making, all right, Tyreek, see you later. We're about to build this offensive line, and we're about to build this defensive line. And now you can't get to Mahomes, and if you do, the refs will blow a flag. But now they have a legit, really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you're supposed to beat them if they got a defense, too. Like, it's already enough when they didn't. The defense was kind of average, and Mahomes will still find a way to beat you. But now they can stop a 6'6", 260-pound dude on a 4th and 1 when all he's got to do is lay down. That's the type of defensive line they have now.
Mm-hmm.
On top of Mahomes, on top of Andy Reid, you're not beating them. You're not beating them. They're going to three-peat.
Yeah,
I know we got 2 weeks, but I'll tell you right now, they're going to beat the Eagles because they have Mahomes.
Yeah, and Josh Allen last night was just like, I just don't know what else to do. I mean, you have to play.
He's gonna be sick.
You have to play the perfect game, knowing that you still probably aren't going to win. But they didn't. But there were some things the Bills didn't get done, and the things that the Bills fans are sick this morning. But they wouldn't trade this for Cowboy fans. I promise. They would rather just be sick every January and not sick every November, because we're sick in November. They're sick in January. I'll take. So they ran the tush push all year almost as well as Philly does.
Almost.
Why did we forget? Did we forget how to run the tush push last night?
I don't know.
Josh Allen fucked that up at the goal line.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, on the he hesitated and tried to go left guard. No, just go straight ahead. What are we doing?
Fair.
The heave on 4th and 5 at the end, the white boy drops it.
First of all, he's got to catch that.
Kincaid. I know it was not an easy catch, but it hit you in the hands. You got to catch
And
it.
I got to give Spags credit on that blitz.
Oh, my God. The ball's on
The
that
ball's
guy.
like, oh, you really blitzing on 4th and 6? It worked because Josh had to throw a Hail Mary that should have been caught, but it was a great, well-timed. And one thing to blitz, but Spagnola's been on fire with the timing of it because the way he did the Texans and then that last night on 4th and 6. And again, you talked about it on Friday. He's one of those guys that has mastered that.
Yep.
He's mastered being a defensive coordinator. He's he's not a 52 guy, 53 guy.
He has 4 rings as a defensive coordinator.
He's mastered
He's
that.
a legend.
He's mastered that. He was the Giants, right, when they beat Brady? So go figure.
He's the best.
He's the best.
My father sent me a photo today, and it's something that you and I talked about last week. He sent me this is an image of it. Our viewers probably can't see it. It's a tennis ball at the Australian Open that's going on that just finished up this weekend.
Technology to get it right.
They're able to make sure that they got it right. The NFL is a $25 billion industry.
We can't tell if
And
someone
they
got
got
a first
2
down.
50-year-old referees. Where'd you spot it? I spotted it here. Where'd you
You
spot
saw
it?
that?
I
One
spotted
guy,
it here.
One guy had a first down.
I know.
So,
One guy had a first down, one didn't, and they conferred and thought, no first down.
yeah, we're in Kansas City.
Are
We're
you
going to get
joking?
out of here live.
Look,
Yeah. I thought it was a first down.
the Bills had opportunities.
Sure did.
I don't know if they got that spot right. That's the problem. There's a way we can figure
shouldn't have
this
to even
out,
deal with
guys.
this shit. Right.
What are we doing? But the NFL, they are arrogant, out of touch, multi-billionaires who, except for Mr. Hunt, because he's very classy, who don't think their shit stinks, and they're stubborn. It takes the NFL about as long to pass a new law as it does Congress. And that's a problem, and it hurts their game.
And they're reluctant to do things, and this is where I come in on this, is because you said the word arrogant. When everybody's screaming at them to do something, that's when they're like, no, our system's fine, because of the arrogance. Like, no, dude, sometimes your fans are right, and you might want to listen. Like, come up with the technology to where teams aren't, where we're not having to go through that. If you're the Bills, you're like, wait a minute, that guy over there said it was a first down. Like, what the hell are we doing here? There's a trip to the Super Bowl on the line, and we're not going to make the technology out of the $25 billion to get this shit right. It's arrogance.
It's arrogance. It's stubborn arrogance. And it's bullcrap, and it sucks. I'm not saying that it cost the Bills, but it may have. It may have. And I got nothing. That's the best Josh Allen's played against them. And that's the biggest challenge Pat's had in the conference title game, and he still wins.
Still wins.
And when he has to have it, he just gets it. Oh, do we need it? We need to score right now? And within 5 plays, they've got a touchdown. It's incredible.
And dude, like,
it's
the other one,
unbelievable.
I was the second half. I think it was the second half. You know, your quarterback's different when you're on your side of the field and it's 4th and 5. And Andy Reid's like, we're going. I got Patrick Mahomes. Like anybody else, the whole offense is just running off the field. Like with the Chiefs, they kind of stand there like, hey, we feeling it. Let's just go for it. And Andy's like, yeah, go stay out there. Mahomes scrambles for a first down. It's like, it's so freaking frustrating. If I'm a Raven or a Bill fan, I'm so frustrated. Like, they're on their side. Like, you don't even do that on Madden. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on your side of the field with the trip to the Super Bowl and like, stay out there. Go get the first down. You do what you do.
Right.
Such bullshit.
Incredible.
Rue $4.99. I'll take NFL history being made with 3 Super Bowls in a row over that terrible fan base and D-bag of a coach in Philly. Sincerely, Bitter Cowboys.
Bitter Cowboys. There's another show, the bitter-ass Cowboy fan show. What?
Is Sirianni a douche?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
But the players love him. They love him. A lot of that's an act, and a lot of that's on purpose. I'm convinced of it. He acts like a prick and a D-bag publicly so he can take a lot of that criticism and they can focus on him and the players can kind of do their thing. I'm convinced that's what he does. He creates bullshit and chaos, being a douche, So people will worry about him being a dumbass
and not watch his players.
to leave his players alone. They love him. They absolutely love
Mike
him.
Check brings up another point. I forgot about that, Pat. That ball touched the ground. The one Worthy took from the DB. I'm like, what did y'all?
The nose got the ground.
Yeah, like what did y'all see that made y'all say that's a catch?
I guess they felt he had the ball
And
squeezed enough.
Got you.
It was a brilliant play.
Yeah,
Worthy's a stud.
How did they let him get him? How did NFL GM, the other 31, how do you let Patrick Mahomes get work? He's just a rookie. Who knows what him and Patrick going to be doing 3 years from now? This shit is just not fair. Yeah, go Eagles. But the Chiefs are going to win.
One more point, and this is me being me and being a dick. And it's probably just bitter Cowboy fan. Because he's probably one of the 10 best football players in the league, regardless of position. Chris Jones.
He's a dog.
He cries all game long.
He does, but
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like he's crying in the second quarter after a sack. He's crying in the third.
What's up? He got some bad allergies?
He cries during. That's what I thought. Does he have
He
allergies?
has bad allergies?
And so I literally Googled it last night, and it's a thing. Chris gets so pent up, he just can't help it. He cries all game, even when they're crying. And not because he's sad. He's so jacked up.
He's a dog.
That his body reacts by shedding tears. He's got this murder face,
But the
and he
tears roll
jacks
down
your
his face.
fucking ass, and he's crying. Oh my god, it's like a freaking serial killer.
Yeah, it's weird.
He's always crying.
I thought it was allergies.
No, he's just so jacked up. He cries during the anthem. He cries if they give up a touchdown. He cries if they get an interception.
A sack.
He cries at halftime. He cries after a sack. What's more scary than a guy who just annihilated your ass, planted your dick in the dirt, and he's crying?
Somebody pissed off
It's like
crying
Bobby
is-
Boucher. I love my mama very much, and now you know that.
Yeah.
God dang.
Someone pissed off crying is a scary person.
Oh my, pissed off crying guy?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with that
No.
guy. You're right. I'm rooting for the Eagles, but
I'm
they're
rooting
not
for the
going to
Eagles.
win.
They're not going to win, though. Damn.
Do they I want to think that they've got a puncher's chance. They're good.
They're good.
They're really good.
They almost beat them the last time. So, yeah, for sure.
Let's do some punching. God.
Let's do some punching.
All right, it's time.
Who you want to punch?
It's time for People I Want to Punch, presented by the law office of Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer in the building. I want to punch Rob Gronkowski.
What did Gronk do?
So I don't watch during the season. I rarely watch the pre-games and the post-game. I don't have time for that. It's a bunch of fluff. You got 17 dudes on one stage. They all get 20 seconds each of airtime. It's just I don't dig it. I like Tom Rinaldi's little pieces. They'll throw to a package where he talked to the backup punter who overcame illness. Those are fine. But like the panel and all that stuff, I normally don't watch it.
No, me neither.
But in the playoffs, I find myself watching it more because it's one game at a time. And so, I got the playoff game, so I'll turn it on and I'll catch pregame. Gronk's got nothing. He's overrated.
His Biff shtick
Is bullshit.
is bullshit.
And he's got that dumbass northern New York accent. Because he's from Buffalo.
Right.
And he's got this, I'm Gronk. Hi, my name is Rob Gronkowski.
It's annoying.
He is annoying. He's not funny. He's an asswhip. Punch Rob Gronkowski and the producers at Fox that have hired him. He sucks.
He does. I don't
And
know
he's
why people
probably gonna be
why
there
do
for the
people
next-
like him.
I don't know.
Because people love him. Like
'Cause he
and
crushes beer
these
cans on his
companies love him
head.
too. He keeps getting these endorsement deals. I'm like, what do y'all see in Gronk? It's annoying.
His personality is not cut out for that job.
No.
He should be doing bits for them away from the panel. Like, it's Gronk Files, where he goes and crushes beer cans with Baker Mayfield on the beach. He's a party boy. He's funny doing that shit, but sitting there with a tie on, trying to analyze games, he's a fish out of water, and it's awful. He's overrated as shit. And I'm probably stuck with him on the Fox pregame for the next 10 years because Terry and Jimmy don't have a lot of time left.
I don't think they do.
By the way, I'm going to tell you right now, if Jimmy Johnson dies, I'm taking 2 days off. Just let you know now. Gronk's obviously he and Strahan.
He can't be on that panel.
Howie's in his 60s now. Gronk and Strahan are the future of that show.
I hope not. I hope that's not true.
But that's what they want. So punch Gronk because he's just, and a lot of it's maybe he's miscast, but he's just not funny. He's overrated in that setting.
Yeah.
Punching Gronk.
I pretty much got my punch out earlier with Dan Quinn. Like,
Oh, man.
The hat bothers me when I watch you give up 8 touchdowns. Like, I don't give a shit about the
You're
hat. Normally,
63. Put the hat on
like,
right.
come on, dog.
I'm glad you agree with me
like,
on
no,
this.
man. Turn your hat around, dude. You're an NFL head coach.
I'm glad
and
you
you gave up 8 tutties yesterday. 8. Okay, you throw in the 2 fumbles. All right, well, Rudy did 2 fumbles and interceptions. Okay, that's 3. They still put up 5. Even if you include the points off the turnovers, they still scored 5 tutties on you. You sitting there with your hat on backwards. Punch Dan Quinn. That can't happen. If as a defensive guy, you can't give up damn near 60.
Yeah, but he spent all season with the hat on backwards.
He
can't turn it around now.
No, you can't.
Actually, maybe he does in the offseason. He makes the change. I agree. You're 63 years old.
You're an NFL head coach, dude. Look like it. Act like it.
He needs to watch my new show coming up soon called Learning to Get Older.
Yeah, I like it.
However,
let's talk about Friday night. Let's talk about your live video.
Right. I've got a good segue. If you were looking to divorce, if I could divorce the Cowboys in court, I would. 210-775-4995. That is Orlando Kell's phone number. This is our guy. He is the man who is one of the premier family lawyers in all of South Texas. UT Law grad Orlando Kell, my man. If you are in a rut or you're in an experience or you know somebody, maybe it's a buddy or brother or somebody who needs a family lawyer, Orlando Kell's our guy. Email him, orlandokelllaw@gmail.com, orlandokelllaw@gmail.com. Would you rather have Dan Quinn with his hat on backwards as your defensive coordinator or the recently terminated Mark Eberflus as your defensive coordinator? Because that is the new defensive coordinator of your Dallas Cowboys. Eberflus is going to run the Cowboys defense now. Newly hired by his new boss, Brian Schottenheimer.
I think you're going to like him.
As the defensive coordinator?
I think he did some good things with that Bears defense. He sucked handling quarterbacks. He sucked handling Justin Fields, and he sucked handling Caleb Williams. But that defense got better every year. So I think y'all are going to like him.
I love how you defer your Cowboy fandom and say y'all.
Yeah, y'all going to like him.
So I got home from Slackers Friday, and Nina drove, and because I was feeling it coming in. But as soon as we walked in the apartment, I'm like, okay, here.
What, did the news break on your way home, or it had broke that night while we were at Slackers?
I didn't know till we got home. They were the last thing I was thinking about hanging out with our people. I get home. I'm like, I need something to eat, baby, because I can start.
Yeah.
I timed it well where it really kicked in as I walked in the front door. That's beautiful. And all of a sudden I realize Cowboys have just announced that they've hired Brian Schottenheimer as head coach on a Friday night. Actually, I think it came down at 9 o'clock our time.
Okay.
So I just walked. It was right as I was walking in the door from Slackers because I left about 8:15, 8:20. And yes, I drunk posted, whatever.
That's good. We like buzzed, Mike. I wouldn't call it drunk.
They know it's a shitty hire. Not Jerry, the Cowboys do.
Why? Because you consider that a Friday news
That's
dump?
when you dump things you don't want to get attention.
You don't want a bunch of attention on.
The team that thrives on attention. The team that is worth $12 billion because they're the Kardashians of pro sports. A team that usually announces things right before kickoff of a major game. A man who shamelessly steals the spotlight from other major news items with his own bullshit. A man who will delay announcing something huge for 5 days so they can strategically launch it when it gets the most eyeballs and clicks. The Cowboys marketing department, I wish they would run Love You Hard TV. We'd have 50,000 subscribers by now.
Sure.
You hit me with a new coach at 9 o'clock on a Friday, fuck you. You know it's a shitty hire.
Yeah, late punch.
They've admitted they don't give a shit. This is the first time they've done that. Jerry has sincerely known he's done the, Chan Gailey's great. He's awesome. Dave Campo's the right guy to lead us to the... Jerry's been convinced that he did the right thing all these years, even when he was doing dumbass things. The decision to bring Zeke back, Jerry believed in it.
Right.
The decision to extend Dak twice when he didn't, Jerry believed in it.
CD going
Not
on
even
and on.
Jerry believes in Schottenheimer, or else they wouldn't do it at Friday night at 9 o'clock.
So why hire him, Mike? I'm lost at that. Why hire him then?
What do you think? Answer your own question.
He's going to be a puppet. I don't know. I'm guessing it's because he's going to be a puppet and play nice in the sand and let Jerry and Steven run all over him. That's the only thing I can think of. But if you're right and they are hiring a guy, if we're right and they're hiring a guy that's not the best candidate, they're hiring a guy that they can control, then yes, I'm going to keep pleading to you out there. Leave them. Find your, or just don't have a team. Okay, it's almost impossible to pick a new team. I get that as a grown man.
To not have a team.
Yeah.
I've tried it. It's not fun.
It's not fun. So then switch teams. Like, if that's true, if we're right, they hired this guy, they're embarrassed of the hired, and they're hiring a guy that they can control, then as much as it pains me to say this, because I do like Jerry Jones, you don't want to win. You want to be in control. You want to control more than you like winning, which is stupid.
Yeah. I also question Schottenheimer himself. He's been in the league 17 years. His dad was a legend, Marty. It's not like you don't know how the NFL operates and you know the business. He's worked for a lot of teams. He must know. He must know that he's the 50th best candidate on the market.
Sure.
He knows that no other team requested to interview him. He's not, the last time somebody requested the last time he interviewed for a head coaching job was 12 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was the Raiders.
So nobody wants this guy to be a head coach
in 12 years,
Cowboys.
He's not been asked to interview in 12 years. He knows that. He also knows that he's probably one of the lowest paid head coaches in the league. You know what the Broncos pay Sean Payton? $18 million. The Chargers pay Harbaugh $15 million. I don't think McCarthy made more than 4 or 4.2.
5, it was somewhere around there.
Tops.
Yeah.
Schottenheimer's probably making like 3.5 to be a head coach in the NFL. Andy Reid makes $13 million a year. Schottenheimer is probably making 3.5, 4, maybe. Unless Schottenheimer's hard up for money. Or
if I'm Schottenheimer, I haven't had an interview in 12 years, I'm taking that gig. I don't care how bad it is.
He's arrogant enough to think if we can only get over the hump with me, I'll be a legend. That whole thing. But he's got to know that Schottenheimer even knows that he's a punchline today.
Well, we'll just go back 30 years then. Then this is what it is. Jerry does want to win, Mike, but he has to hire somebody that won't steal the credit. And if Schottenheimer wins the Super Bowl, which he's not going to, but let's just say something crazy happens, everybody's hurt, and the Cowboys win a title, Jerry gets the credit still. I'm going back to 95 watching Jimmy Johnson storm out the Cowboys facility, cameras going off, everybody's like, what the hell? Jerry's still, 30 years later, Jerry's still on this kick of, if we do win it, it has to be my way and I want the credit. That's the only reason why. That's the third reason why you hire Schottenheimer.
He'd rather lose doing it his way than win doing it somebody else's.
That's the fourth reason. So we came up with 4 reasons.
And I think Jerry's also a little crazy at 82 and a half years old, probably. He's not the same guy he was
When are they going to
50.
take the keys?
I don't know. Never.
Because, at some point you take the keys from grandma and granddad, like, hey, love you, granddad. You're not allowed to drive anymore. At some point you got to take the keys from them.
The marketing department,
you can't drive this company any longer.
And the marketing department knows he can't drive, which is why they released the press release came down on a Friday at 9 o'clock at night. They know he can't drive, but they won't take those keys.
It's the worst hire of this offseason. Well, it's not the offseason yet, but you get where I'm coming.
It's the worst hire in the history of their franchise.
It's not worse than Dave Campo.
We're going to see about that.
It's not worse than Campo.
It's the biggest who gives a shit hire for sure.
Yes. For sure.
Right. Because at least Dave inherited some of those guys from when they were good. And at least Dave had success as a defensive. Dave had 2 rings when he got the job as a coordinator and assistant. I think he was linebackers coach on the Jimmy teams. And then Dave won too. I think 95. Dave was DC, I believe, by that point. Zimmer had left, I think, to go to Cincinnati. I forget. Long time ago. Long time. It's hard to remember. It's been so long since they were that good.
Is this hire also less the number 5 because Dak likes him?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're hitched to Dak.
Correct.
So why not get a guy that Dak likes and that's going to succeed?
They're going to run the same offense. Dak won't have to learn anything new. Dak has the cushiest quarterback job in the league.
Dak Prescott sucks.
And I said this Friday, and I believe it more than ever today. Dak Prescott has the easiest job in the NFL of all the 32 starting quarterbacks. And it's supposed to be the hardest job. You know, the quarterback for the Cowboys, the starting point guard for the Lakers, the ace pitcher for the Yankees. Those are the 3 hardest jobs in pro sports in America. Not anymore. Dak's got it so cush. He don't have to win. He doesn't have to stay healthy. He gets to determine who the coach is going to be.
Oh shit!
Pretty good gig, and they're going to pay him $45 million next year. It's a pretty sweet gig. Pretty sweet gig to be the quarterback of the Cowboys. These days.
Is. It's a great job. I'd love to have that job.
Yeah, pretty good job. The only thing that makes me a little bit happy about all this today is that the whole world now knows the truth. I've said in the last 10 years, you've heard me say things like they're not serious about winning. They don't know what they're doing. And the biggest indictment on them, and we can argue all day long how much Jerry wants to win, because that was always his bet. In the 90s, Jerry will do anything it takes to win. No, he won't. You and I talked about it last week. Jerry hires people to run the oil and gas companies. Jerry partnered with the Yankees to run the food distribution company. The football team's about him getting to work with his kids. He literally did a cameo on the television show Landman 3 weeks ago and told John Hamm's character, I want my kids to work with me. So I'm about the Cowboys so they can work with me.
Sure.
Super Bowls that's great and all, but I just want to see my sons every day and my daughter because I love them. That's what we're stuck with. And so 10 years I've been saying these things.
So weird.
10 years I have said things like, they won't do what it takes to win. Jerry's overrated. He's not serious enough. He's arrogant, blah, blah, blah. And what in the last 3 days, all weekend long, what's cool, what's nice to hear is people with a national outlet saying things that I've said for the better part of a decade. Michael Irvin is Mr. Cowboys fan. Loves Jerry. Blasted his ass on his podcast Saturday.
Mike did?
Mike ripped them.
Over Shoddy?
Yeah. Troy Aikman.
Oh, yeah. He's
before the Schottenheimer hire,
said
said on national TV last week, it's not a coveted job. Aikman probably defends Jerry today by saying, well, I'm defending Jerry for hiring Schottenheimer because no one wants that fucking job because it's not coveted because of you. So in a weird way, you can almost defend Jerry's decision because you don't have a coveted job. You hired who said yes.
Who you could get.
Yeah. You hired who will do what you say, but you also ain't like you can go call Belichick. It ain't like
no. Hell no.
No. And Mike Zimmer, and this is being underreported. Mike Zimmer, he probably does not need to be in a room with Jerry today.
Because he's out.
He wasted a year of his life. Mike had to be talked into coming out of retirement and running the defense this year.
And then you bring me over here for 17 games.
And they let Mike, and I don't have any facts on this, but I would bet a paycheck. Mike thought he was a candidate to become head coach of the Cowboys. Because Mike still loves the Cowboys too. That's from Mike Zimmer became Mike Zimmer. I believe Mike is so upset and bitter that he didn't even get an interview for the job.
They just brought in Eberflus. Who hired Eberflus?
No, Mike wanted to be the head coach.
Oh, damn. Well, that's a whole different topic.
Mike wanted to be the head coach. Would you rather have Brian Schottenheimer or Mike Zimmer as your head coach right now?
Zimmer.
Why not
Zimmer.
He had 8 years in Minnesota, 5 years in Cincinnati.
I'd take Zimmer over Shoddy.
Sure. Shoddy he's never head coached anything.
Who hired Eberflus, Jerry or Shoddy?
He and Schottenheimer apparently are tight. But with Jerry, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Jerry asked him, Hey, Jerry, it's Brian. well, do you think it'd be okay if, like,
This is definitely that type of hire.
maybe Eberflus, my I know him a lot, and I work well with him.
Right.
Can we maybe, like, if I'm really good, if I'm really good today, maybe we can. It's almost like a kid. If I'm really good, can we get McDonald's? That's how Schottenheimer pitched Eberflus. It's funny, but I bet I'm not that far off.
No,
it's
you're
a
not.
shit show. And if I'm Micah Parsons, I'm thinking, I think free agency sounds pretty cool.
No shit.
Right?
He wants to be an Eagle. They can't afford him, but yeah.
I would want to be anybody but a Cowboy. Is it that he wants to be an Eagle, or is it
Wants to go
anybody?
home.
Dude,
Pittsburgh, Philly, that area.
The world now sees for sure the Colin Cowherds and the Dan Patricks of the
They're
world.
seeing what we've seen for the last 2 decades.
And even Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith.
Emmett's been
Michael.
out. Emmett was
Yeah,
the
Emmett's
first.
been
And
out.
we just thought, oh, Emmett, you drinking too much. But now that Troy and Michael are doing it too, now we're like, okay,
Yeah.
something's here.
This thing sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. It's
Schottenheimer, that's
bad.
an awful hire.
So bad. All right, speaking of bad, I don't know what to make of the Spurs trip in Paris. They beat Indy by 36, turn around and lose by 38.
What the fuck is this?
So did they gain anything other than Wemby got to go to his mom's house and invite the guys over for dinner? What was that trip? Did they accomplish anything as a team?
No, that was all about that was an NBA thing. NBA was just capitalizing on Wemby's popularity. No, I mean, I guess the NBA won.
Sure.
Now I've been a big
Adam Silver
now-
got to market the game in Paris.
Viva la France!
I guess I'll contradict myself.
right.
I'm a huge Castle guy. We both are.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a huge Castle guy to where I want you taking more shots than Wemby. Okay? Like,
well.
hey, like I want you out there, dog. All right, Castle, you watching this? You should be. I need you on the floor. Mitch, we need him on the floor. But if he's taking more shots than Wemby, relax, sir. Relax. I don't need you shooting the ball more than Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
Get the ball to the 7'5" man and let him dictate your
Right.
shots. But
Right.
there's that. But there have a few games where they've gotten just ran out the gym. You know, I don't mind losing, but I know I watched the NBA long enough to know when teams are quitting. And these 30, 40-point blowouts, I'm like, wait a minute, Mitch. Like, and I know there's reports that Pop's getting a lot better and he's on his way back. He'll be back before we know it.
Really?
Yeah. But
Sounds good to me.
what are we doing, Mitch, if they're quitting on you in these games and Wemby's losing by 40 at the crib in front of his family and shit? Like, I don't like that. That's a red flag to me. Teams lose all the time. They're young, whatever. 30, 40 points is like unacceptable. And there's a few of those on this. The Heat beat them by 30 and Jimmy Butler was out there not giving a shit. That's weird to me. That's alarming.
5 years ago, Kobe Bryant got killed in a helicopter crash.
Yeah, as of yesterday.
There is a very famous meme of Kobe going,
Yeah. He was talking to Dwight Howard. Yeah.
soft.
Kobe!
Your San Antonio Spurs are soft. They're
Yeah, they are.
soft. They are soft as Charmin. And Chris Paul is not enough to
To overcome that.
harden that.
No.
He's 40. It's a one-year thing with Chris. I almost wonder if Chris isn't a candidate to be the head coach of the Spurs next year. or the
He'll
year
be a
after.
coach at some point.
They are soft. And it ain't got nothing to do with the Frenchman. They're just not tough. Vassell, soft.
You got Vassell is
Keldon
soft.
Johnson, soft.
Vassell is fine.
Castle's a rookie. They're just not tough. They like you said, when they get beat, they get their ass kicked.
It's weird.
They let the knife sink in.
Yeah.
You know, and I said this, and here's my challenge to Wemby. And I said this the other day. Wemby was home. He was all swelled up with national pride. You can't coach that, and that's just natural. Your body it's awesome. It's emotional.
But he don't get to turn it on and off.
Yeah, that's correct. So what happened was he got caught up in the emotion, heard that Parisian national anthem, President Macron sent you a letter of telling you welcome home. Your mom and dad are there. It's beautiful. The hair on your neck, and you have a 30, 11, 7, 5 game, and you run a good team off the floor. 2 days later, the opposite happens to you because that emotion wilted a little bit. It wasn't as amazing as that first night in France.
Right.
Tim Duncan, it didn't matter if it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals with 1 minute to play in a tie game, or it's February and we're playing the Clippers on a cold winter night.
Just go play the right way. Pop's
He's the
favorite words.
same guy. Tim Duncan, and maybe Wemby will never have that mentality, but he needs to get a little better at that. He is the cornerstone. Wemby needs to be the same guy every game. That's what he needs to get to.
You signed up for, bro. We tanked for you for 3 years. You don't get nights off. It sucks and it's hard, but you don't get nights off.
I used to say this about Timmy. If let's say, hey, I got Spurs tickets, but we're going to be an hour late. Oh shit. Okay, cool, no problem. We get in the car. We don't turn the game on. We drive to the arena. We walk into the arena. We go to our seats, and we don't look at the score. And you sit down and you start watching the game, but you have no idea who's winning.
Right. And
you just watch Tim. He could be up 30.
Or
he could be
30.
up 20. You wouldn't know.
Right. Great take.
Wemby has got to get there. To lose by 38 to a team you just beat by 36, it's the neck up. You got neck up issues, and you got guys on your team with soft.
What up, Kobe?
All right. Maybe we should just talk Kobe tomorrow.
We'll
This
talk
football
Kobe tomorrow.
stuff.
Yeah, no, we
I
should.
love
I
Kobe
mean, no,
Bryant.
no,
I know you do too. I think it'd be good. We should talk about Kobe. I'll never forget where I was and what I was doing. All right. Before we get out of here this weekend, Vince Young's in town on Sunday. We got the Alamo Card Show coming up at 24/7 Church on Saturday and Sunday. Huge card show, autograph show, memorabilia. Not just athletic stuff like, Pokemon, all these things these people are into now. The big money. Some of that Pokemon stuff goes for thousands of dollars.
You remember, was that during COVID we were running around outside looking for Pokemon? Was that during COVID?
I think we did that I was going to different palm trees and beaches looking for Pokemon. Okay.
Oh, with the twins?
Yeah. with a mask on, like a dumbass. Alamo Card Show, Saturday and Sunday. This weekend at 24/7 Church at 1604 and Judson Road. Vince will be there on Sunday signing autographs. So make sure you get in line early because Vince is going to be there from 2 to 4 p.m. Alamo Card Show. You can look it up online. They've got all the information. They're on social media and all this kind of thing. It's this weekend coming up. All right, tomorrow is Ass Whip Tuesday. Let's talk a little Kobe tomorrow. It's
cool.
It'll be something else to take my mind off the stupid Cowboys. Is the Schottenheimer press conference today? Is it already going on? God, I can't. What? All right. Thanks to DJ LG.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you to the people. We will see y'all up in here mañana. I'll be at Texas Cheer today, 3 o'clock.
Number 8.
410 in military. I'm going to have my little Super Bowl pot. Only $5. Come by, hang out, get something, and get you a square. 4 square maximum. I don't want somebody coming in buying 35 squares. It's just for fun. It's $5, 4 square maximum, and I'll post later today and remind y'all.
All right,
Thank y'all. See you later. Love you hard.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.